In today's video, I have a fun Chop It Up inspired project using 12 by 12 pattern paper. This project is one you're going to love and you don't want to miss this video. So stick around. We're going to be making a desk calendar using single-sided pattern paper from a 12 by 12 paper pad. And there'll be a free printable in the description box down below that you can grab to create your own calendar. So I'm going to walk you through the steps and how to create it, and we're going to make it together. So I have this Recollections paper pad. This is single-sided paper. I picked this up from Michael's a couple of years ago. So I'm going to tear out a sheet and I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. And the first thing I want to do is cut off that little branding strip. So I want to cut this down to exactly 12 by 12 inches. So that little strip on the top just needs to get cut away. And then I'm going to cut this at 6 inches. So I'm keeping my pattern sort of sideways here because I need it to be upright when the pieces are cut, if that makes any sense. So now I'll have two pieces that measure 6 by 12. I'll pop it in my scoreboard and score at 6 inches. Super quick and simple. So this is going to create 2 pages for our calendar from one sheet of 12 by 12 paper. All right, so I've got those scored, and now we're going to crease those score marks, fold it in half and crease. I've got my bone folder to make sure I have nice sharp creases, and just making sure that you line it up so everything is nice and straight. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is punch out a little finger notch. You don't need to do this if you don't want to, but I would like to create little pockets for each month's calendar. So I'm going to punch out a half circle out of the side so that I can create a little pocket. Okay, so I'm going to grab my corner rounder and I'm going to round the two bottom corners. So I'll do that to both sheets. I just think the corner rounding gives it a nice finishing touch. So now I'm just going to apply my liquid glue to the top and the bottom, and I'm going to leave the side open. So just pressing in that adhesive, and that's it. That's our first page done. Super quick and simple. Next, I want to measure where I'm going to punch my holes so that this stays uniform throughout the entire project. No matter how many sheets that I create, I'm measuring the same 1.5 inches from each side and punching my holes so that they will line up when I have a big stack of these created. All right. Next, I'm going to grab another sheet from my paper pad, and I have this little tab punch. You don't necessarily need this. I just have this little punch, and I also have a little circle punch. I'm going to select a pattern and punch out some tabs, and then I'm going to punch out some hole reinforcers. So I have a 5/8 of an inch circle punch, and I punch out a bunch of these, and then I use my hole puncher and punch out a hole in the center. So that's going to create little hole reinforcers. Okay, and I just pop those right onto my little page here. So I'm going to glue this little tab onto a blank sheet of paper. So this little sheet of paper is going to go inside of my pocket so that I can write notes or important dates that I need to remember for that specific month. So I could put birthdays, maybe a list of gifts I need to buy or a list of cards I need to make, and keep it with that month. So I just pop that into the little side, and then we have that little tab exposed. And I like that the patterns coordinate. So the whole reinforcer and the little tab is the same color. So I think that just makes it look, a little bit more elevated and ties everything together nicely. So now I have 2 pages complete. So next I want to grab some binder rings. I have these binder rings. I picked these up from the Dollar Tree. They're not expensive, like a buck or two for these. You can get all different sizes. So I've got a couple of these binder rings, and this is how I'm going to hold my calendar together. So I'll be able to attach all my pages together and then flip through the calendar throughout the year. All right. So that's it for the construction process. We need to go through and create a total of 18 pages. So which means we'll need 9 sheets of 12 by 12 paper and an extra sheet for your little hole reinforcers and tabs. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off screen, cut everything up, and then we'll come back and put this calendar together. All right, so I've completed all of the pages, and this is my book put together. Now, earlier I had said I needed 18 pages, but in fact I need 20 because I've created a calendar that starts from May 2026 to December 2027. So it's a little bit more than a year and a half. So this is what it looks like put together. Now, what I also did was I alternated the tabs on the left and right. So the first page, my little tab pocket is on the right. The second page, my tab pocket is on the left, and it alternates throughout the book like that. Now, here's the calendar that you'll find in the description box down below. If you click the link, it'll take you to my freebies page on my website, and you can download and print this calendar as many times as you want. I designed this calendar to be super simple to cut. So if you print on a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, you want to cut it in half across the 11-inch side at 5.5 inches, and then cut it across the 8.5-inch side at 4.25. So it becomes the same size as an A2 size note card. The final calendar measures 4.25 by 5.5. So if you just want to step it up a little and make it pretty, you can make some scalloped edges. I just have a punch here that I punched a little ticket stub into the corners. And then I'm going to apply glue stick all over my calendar and pop it down on the page. So I'm starting with May 2026. I'm just positioning my calendar to the left of the page so that it doesn't interfere with my little finger notch pocket. And then I'll flip to the next page and glue down the next calendar, and keeping my calendar focused towards the right side of the page so I don't interfere with that finger notch. All right, so this is what we got so far. Now I'll continue and go through, glue all of my calendar down all the way to December 2027, and then we'll come back and do the finishing touches to complete this calendar. So here's our calendar finished. It's got all of the pages, everything glued together, and now we're ready to create a stand for the calendar to sit on. So I'm going to take 2 more sheets from my pattern paper book, and I'm going to cut them down to 8.25 inches. So I'm going to need 2 sheets that measure 12 by 8.25. And I just stack them together and cut them both at the same time in my trimmer. I'll grab my scoreboard and I'm going to score across the 12-inch side. I'll score at 6 inches, and then I'll turn it around, and across the 8-inch side, I'll score at 6.25, and then at 7.75. And I'm just scoring both pieces at the same time. Okay, so we have 2 pieces scored and ready. And then I'm going to take each piece and fold it in half. So just along that center score line, make sure everything is lined up. Crease those folds, and I'll use my bone folder to press everything in. And then I'm going to glue these pieces together. So I'm just going to glue this whole thing shut. I'll apply my liquid glue over the whole one side and then press all of that adhesive in. And I'll do that to both pieces so they're both the same, both glued in the same fashion. Now there are some other score marks that I probably should have folded before I glued everything, but it's not a huge deal. Just it's a little bit harder to crease those score marks after it's already been glued shut. So these are glued shut now. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold. And this is where I kind of struggled a little bit because that adhesive was kind of giving me a hard time. So score your folds before you glue. Okay, so I'm going to fold these and press in those score marks, and I'll do that to both pieces. Now on one of them, we're going to cut away that little bottom half-inch strip. We don't need that for both pieces. We only need it on one of them. So I'm just going to grab my scissors and cut this whole piece away. Okay, and then we'll have 2 pieces. This one is ready to go. And then the second one, we have this little half-inch flap that we're going to fold and crease that score mark. This is like a little hinge that we're going to use to glue these 2 pieces together. And it's going to create a little triangle base for the bottom of our calendar. And it's also going to help so everything folds flat and it can be stored in a little box and to give away as a gift or something like that. So we've got this little half-inch strip, and I'm going to stick these 2 pieces together like this and glue that little half-inch flap over top of that other piece of paper like I'm showing on screen, so we can create a little hinge. So I'll just apply my liquid glue over that whole strip. I like to line them up this way because I feel like I just feel like it lines up better. I lay them both flat with the little pieces sticking up and then fold that little flap over, press in the adhesive, and then there we go. So now we've created our support base for our calendar. Next thing we have to do is punch holes in the top of both pieces, making sure that the holes line up with the rest of the monthly pages in your calendar. I just use a template for that. And now we're ready to insert this into our rings in our calendar. What I like to do is take the next year's calendar and put it in between the little base, kind of like what I've got here. So I'm going to take next year's calendar and I'm going to put half of it on one side of that little flap there and then close up that other piece there. I don't know how to explain it. Just if you're just watching on screen, I think it makes more sense than what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I've got all those stacked up and I'll just make sure that all the holes are lined up. And then I'll take this year's calendar and pop it on the front, just like this. And then I'll put my rings back through the whole calendar. And now you'll see that this calendar can fold nice and flat. So if you wanted to create a gift box or something, you could put it inside and that little triangle base will fold up flat. But then when you're ready, you can open it and it just stands up just like this. And then we've got next year's calendar sort of tucked away inside of the little base, and it just helps create a little bit more sturdiness. And then we can just flip the pages to the new month. And we have our little tabs on the side where we can write important dates and things that we need to remember. My favorite thing about this calendar is that I designed the base to fold completely flat, making it easy to move, easy to store, and much less fragile than a traditional standing base. It also folds down beautifully to fit inside of a box, which means it's perfect for gift giving. And the last cool thing about this is that once the calendar year is over, instead of tossing out all of your hard work, you could take pictures of the year and just glue them down over top of the calendar months or on the back of the calendar months so that you have a sort of memory keepsake of the year. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a like. Leave a comment in the description box down below. It really helps my channel. I hope you enjoyed today's Chop It Up inspired project. Coming up on screen are some videos I think you may enjoy. Have yourself a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!